Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jayo Radha Madhav, Jayo Radha Madhav, Radha Madhav, Jayo Radha Madhav. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1st, Chapter 15, the matter of the Pandavas retired timely, the text number 5. So, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutyam Narancheva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. So, we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 15, text number 5. So, please forgive me all. This is my first time class. So, with all your blessings, so I can speak something from Srila Prabhupada's books and seniors' realizations. Arjuna uvāca vañcito. I will read one by one. Vañcito aham mahā-rāja hariṇā bandhu-rūpiṇā yena apahṛtam tejo deva-vismāpanam mahat. Arjuna uvāca vañcito aham mahā-rāja hariṇā bandhu-rūpiṇā yena apahṛtam tejo deva-vismāpanam mahat. Arjuna uvāca vañcito aham mahā-rāja hariṇā bandhu-rūpiṇā yena apahṛtam tejo deva-vismāpanam mahat. Please. Arjuna uvāca vañcito aham mahā-rāja hariṇā bandhu-rūpiṇā yena apahṛtam tejo deva-vismāpanam mahat. Arjuna uvāca vañcito aham mahā-rāja hariṇā bandhu-rūpiṇā yena apahṛtam tejo deva-vismāpanam mahat. Vañcito aham mahā-rāja yena bandhu-rūpiṇā yena apahṛtam tejo deva-vismāpanam mahat. vañcito uvāca vañcito aham mahā-rāja hariṇā bandhu-rūpiṇā yena apahṛtam tejo deva-vismāpanam mahat Arjuna uvāca hariṇā bandhu-rūpiṇā yena apahṛtam tejo deva-vismāpanam mahat. So, what word meaning? Arjuna uvāca. Arjuna said, vañcitaḥ, left by him, aham, myself, mahā-rāja, O king, hariṇā, by the personality of Godhead, bandhu-rūpiṇā, as if an intimate friend, yena, by whom, me, my, apahṛtam, I have been bereft, tejaḥ, power, deva, the demigods, vismāpanam, astonishing, mahat, astounding. And translation and purport is given by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Arjuna said, O king, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Hari, who treated me exactly like an intimate friend, has left me alone. Thus my astounding power, which astonished even the demigods, is no longer with me. Please repeat it. Arjuna said, O king, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Hari, who treated me exactly like an intimate friend, has left me alone. Thus my astounding power, which astonished even the demigods, is no longer with me. Purport. In the Bhagavad-gītā 10.41, the Lord says, anyone specifically powerful and opulent in wealth, strength, beauty, knowledge, and all that is materially desirable is to be considered, but a proud of an insignificant portion of the complete whole of my energy. No one, therefore, can be independently powerful in any measure without being endowed by the Lord. When the Lord descends on the earth along with his eternal, ever-liberated associates, he not only displays the divine energy possessed by himself, but also empowers his associates, devotees, with the required energy to execute his mission of incarnation. It is also stated in the Bhagavad-gītā 4.5 that the Lord and his eternal associate descend on the earth many times, but the Lord remembers all the different roles of incarnation, whereas the associates by supreme will forget them. Similarly, the Lord takes away with all his associates when he disappears from the earth. The power and energy which were bestowed upon Arjuna were required for fulfillment of the mission of the Lord. But when his mission was fulfilled, the emergency powers were withdrawn from Arjuna, because the astounding powers of Arjuna, which were astonishing even to the denizens of heaven, were no longer required, and they were not meant for going back home, back to Godhead. If endowment of powers and withdrawal of powers by the Lord are possible even for a great devotee like Arjuna, or even the demigods in heaven, then what to speak of the ordinary living beings who are but fixed compared to such great souls? The lesson is, therefore, that no one should be puffed up for his powers borrowed from the Lord. The sane man should rather feel obliged to the Lord for such benefactions and must utilize such power for the service of the Lord. Such power can be withdrawn at any time by the Lord. So the best use of such power and opulence is to engage them in the service of the Lord. Thus ends the purport of first canto, chapter 15, text 5. Translation. Arjuna said, O king, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, who treated me exactly like an intimate friend, has left me alone. Thus my astounding power, which astonished even the demigods, is no longer with me. So I'll do prayers. Om ajñānatimirandasya jñānāñjana-salakāya chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Sri Guruve Namah. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishnaprasthaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swamiti Namni Namacharya Padayani Te Kripapadayani Gaurukata Damadayana Gramatarni. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishnaprasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namni Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurvani Pracharni Nirvishishnyadipachatya Deshatarne Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Gurum Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavamcha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakanvitam Sa Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivatsa Adi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripatamam Jai Sri Gurum Dinatam Nandamadamam Sri Chaitanya Ishvara. Thank you, dear devotees, giving me opportunity to read about Srimad Bhagavatam. So here we had yesterday's session by His Grace Advaita Acharya Prabhu. He was mentioning that how Krishna and Arjuna has a bonding very closely. In that, so we continue that how Arjuna is feeling separation from Krishna. So Prabhupada says that in first verse it is mentioned clearly in his lectures. He says that Krishna and Arjuna both have bodily features are same. So I was going through that. Prabhupada was telling clearly. So Arjuna is really feeling separation from Krishna. This is astounding. And in this verse, Prabhupada clearly mentioned that. So how Arjuna is feeling separation from Krishna. Then I do remember immediately this. Yugaitam nimishena chakshusha pravishaitam sunyaitam jagat sarvam. Mahaprabhu feels too much separation from Krishna. How? When a spiritual master disappears from this planet, all his disciples feel separation. One day I was asking my Guru Maharaj, okay, that time His Holiness Bhakti Sharma's left this planet. So Maharaj was so sad and sorrow. Then he was so much worried about how he left like this. So he was literally actually crying. He did not take 2 days his proper meals and all. So then on that occasion I was asking, Guru Maharaj, how did you felt when Prabhupada left this planet? Then he looked at me, then I saw tears are coming from his eyes. So I felt, then he said, you all should, everyone will face this problem in their life. One day comes, but we all should be ready for that. The amount of separation from spiritual master and at the same time, the separation from Krishna is how gopis, they felt separation from Krishna. When Krishna appears, disappears. It is very, we cannot replace or we cannot express their separation. This expression is a pure transcendental love towards Krishna. So Mahaprabhu says that one who has a clear understanding what is their separation from Krishna, so that is called pure transcendental consciousness, devotional service. So here Arjuna is feeling really separation. I would just Srila Prabhupada says that in Bhagavatam also, in many places. Like Arjuna prays Sakyo Krishnasya Viraha Taram is from 11th canto. So Arjuna felt great distress or separation from Lord Krishna, his dearmost friend. In this episode, in the history of the world, is a darkest period, like dark hour, especially for the devotees and the religious people and transcendentalists, because just after the Supreme Personality of Godhead left this planet and went back to his supreme abode, then Arjuna was literally feeling sad. He was not able to tolerate that. How can he, he was literally crying. So how he able to sustain? He was thinking. And when Krishna comes, he brings all his associates with him. Not only in Krishna, it's like even any avatar, Ram avatar also. Once one of Prabhupada's disciples asked Prabhupada, okay, Prabhupada, when Lord Rama left this planet, did he take all his associates to Ayodhya? Then Prabhupada said, do you have any problem? Then Prabhupada immediately said that, yes, Lord Rama took all his associates to Ayodhya while entering into this Saryu river. So, Lord, when he comes, he brings all his associates. At the same time, when he goes back, he takes his associates. In this case, Arjuna didn't go back to Godhead with Krishna because he has some services to do, fulfill the Krishna's desire for further. So then, but at the same time, but Krishna took all his powers. So Krishna took all his powers, but he is bereft of that. Okay, how because of separation from Krishna, he's really not able to think anything. How he can able to sustain? He was having that much separation from Krishna. In that, Prabhupada mentions here clearly, anyone in this material world, we feel that he clearly says that one who is having specifically powerful in opulent wealth, strength, beauty, knowledge. This, if we take out those things, all of suddenly they feel so much morose, and they are weakened. They're weakened. But in Arjuna's case, so it is not like that, because he has a strongly bonding relation with Krishna. He's not worried about his powers and all. Still he is a dearmost friend of Krishna. He can deal any situation. So Krishna has left him to fulfill the rest of the desires of the Krishna, to assist the all Yadu dynasty and all. So in this regard, Krishna also, when Arjuna was given these responsibilities, he was thinking, how do I sustain? How do I manage? So, in spite of all these, so if we see, if we give Arjuna to feel fulfill his separation, some hundreds of crores, so it doesn't make happy him. But if you see, take an example of any materialistic business people, they may get lost and they lose their business and all, they lost their money and all. If you give some money, then they may be satisfied with that money. But in Arjuna, he is not worried about money and all these things. He is not worried about fame. He is not worried about his beauty, anything. That's what Prabhupada says, both are similar in bodily features. So he was worried how I do manage. So in this separation, in Jiva Kosha, it's like Jiva Goswami says in the Krishna Sandarbha, Bhakti Sandarbha, sorry I forgot. So when a gopis feel separation from Krishna, and at the same time, so Arjuna is having a separation from his friend Krishna, and a disciple has a separation from spiritual master. These all are pure transcendental love towards separation from Krishna. So these things, it is really tough to understand. So because in materialistic people think that how do we, in material we know that, right? Clearly we say that their love is very limited. When baby cries when baby is not surrendered by mother. So that means baby has that love towards mother. So we should understand that. So at the same time, the baby, as soon as baby sees that mother, she starts laughing, because that bonding is there. Here Arjuna's situation is similar. So no one therefore can be independently powerful any measure without being endowed by the Lord. When the Lord descends on the earth along with eternal ever-liberated associates. So here Arjuna is empowered by Krishna because he has a strongly relation with Krishna, Arjuna. So he has given his sister to Arjuna to build his relation in the further. So he has a strong bonding. Even he took a position as Krishna is a Supreme Personality of Godhead. He took a position as a charioteer of Arjuna. So when these many roles played by Krishna towards Arjuna, so this all it shows us how definitely Arjuna feels separation from Krishna. So and this during Kurukshetra war, when war was happening, so then Krishna was tolerating. When then Bhishma was about to attack Arjuna, then Krishna took a wheel and he saved his. Krishna promises, wherever my devotees are in trouble, I will come and help them. So in this their understanding is very deeper. Arjuna can go back to Godhead, but here Arjuna was here to fulfill the Krishna's remaining work. So it doesn't mean that Arjuna is not is a ordinary person. So the power energy which were bestowed upon the Arjuna were required for fulfillment the mission of the Lord. When this mission was fulfilled, the emergency powers were withdrawn from the Arjuna, because the astounding powers of Arjuna, which were astonishing even to dungeons of heaven, were no longer required. Krishna says here, so the withdrawing, if the endowment of powers and withdrawal of powers by Lord are possibly even for a great souls like that. So in this regard, Arjuna was literally worried about it. Okay, how do I manage? So what should I do now? I don't have my dear friend next to me. How I can sustain? So then when Lord Krishna left this planet, Arjuna really felt so bad. His dearmost friend, devotees, for them it was a completely crushing experience. So in this kind of situation, so when actually Arjuna could hardly speak, and separation from, because of separation from the Lord. At the same time, Arjuna he is a very great devotee of the Lord. He has, who could go directly to Vaikuntha or Brahmaloka, any planet, other than Arjuna, by having this material body. So he has that much, empowered by Krishna. He can directly go to Swarga, he can directly go to Brahmaloka, he can directly go to Vaikuntha and all. Even Lord Brahma, it is very difficult for him to go to any Vaikuntha and all, because he has to meditate on the Kshirodakasai Vishnu, and in that also, while meditating on the Kshirodakasai Vishnu, Vishnu gives him give hint meditate. So in that meditation only he will get instructions. But here Arjuna's position is really strongly established by Krishna. So he has that much close relation with Krishna. He can directly go to Krishna wherever he wants. But here it shows us, so even we also definitely experience that feeling in the future, because definitely we have attachment, we will be developing attachment towards our spiritual master and our dear ones, anyone. So any situation, we should be simply dependent on Krishna, and we had to be focused on Krishna consciousness. So in that situation, so we can definitely overcome this, definitely till our last breath. We will not separate that separation from spiritual master or Krishna. So when we develop our love towards Krishna, so that definitely the separation can be subsidized by Krishna consciousness. When we situated in transcendentally, it may take time, but it is how it works like that. So we have to practice Krishna consciousness very strongly. Here Prabhupada mentions clearly, so in material world, this materialistic people is puffed up by their power. They try to misuse their powers and all, but they should understand that this power is coming from Krishna. The source is from Krishna. In that situation, we should realize that we are not the real source giver. The source is coming from the Krishna. We should know how to utilize this without misusing the powers of this Krishna. So in this regard, Prabhupada mentions like that, okay, and we should use in a proper direction. We can see in Srila Prabhupada, so before Srila Prabhupada, there are a lot of our Vaishnava devotees went to abroad to establish this Vaishnava cult in the different nations, but they were not succeeded. So then when Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said to Srila Prabhupada to go and preach across the globe, then he took sannyas, and after that he was meditating. He was going, and once Bhakti Puri Maharaj, Prabhupada's disciple, Prabhupada's god brother, so they both were in the Delhi. So he asked him on occasion, so what is your desire and all. He was telling that, okay, I will go and preach. Then he was telling he has only one book. He has Srimad Bhagavatam. So manuscript he was carrying with the manuscript. He was a strong desire to preach this, spread Krishna consciousness. So he was telling that. So then finally he went to abroad, and he established, before he leaves this planet, for the 12 years, very small period, within the 12 years of period, he established 108 centers across the globe, and installed the deities, Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra, Radharani, Radha Krishna, Sitaram, Lakshman, Hanuman, Gaurnitai. So, and he developed a lot of farm community and all, because he understood the real purpose of Krishna consciousness and utilized it in the right direction. I do remember, so I came from one small village in Telangana state. There is one great devotee. His name is Bhakta Ramadasu Kancharla Gopanna. He was a Tahsildar in Nizam's government. So his uncles were very highly situated. They are Brahman, Sri Vaishnava family. In that government, they are highly situated in the next to that Kuli Kudvisha. So by their request, he is qualified person. He became Tahsildar for the Burgampadu area. So in that area, there was no temple and all. Lord was manifested actually. It is covered by ant hill. So he is a Tahsildar. He was doing nicely and all. One day, Lord came into his dream. He told him that, so I am manifested so and so place. Can you build temple for me? So he has a lot of power as a Tahsildar, but he did not misuse his powers, like using collected revenue from the people. He did not build the temple from the people. Each and every home he collected one rupee to build a temple. He built a temple. Then after that, so Nizam got information. He misused the funds of the government. Then Nizam took him and tortured him for 14 years. So in that, actually he used different collection to build a temple, one rupee from all the people from that area. So the 6 lakh some rupees in 15th century he collected and he built the temple. So he took lot of turbulences. He built the temple. Then Nizam took him to jail. He tortured him for 14 years, but he never leave the chanting of the Lord name. Then one day Lord Rama came, Lakshmana Raman came to the Nizam's dream. They told that, okay, this devotee is a pure devotee of us. So he built a temple. He did not steal money from the government. Then they gave him some 6 lakhs gold coins, which is a print of Lord's Rama, Sita, Rama, Lakshmana, Hanuman. With the printed coin, they gave gold coins. Then he got astonished that the king. He got up all of a sudden. What happened to me? And he saw it was a dream. Then he just opened these curtains and saw in the hall there was on the teapot lot of gold coins are lying on it. Then he got realized, okay, this devotee is not an ordinary devotee. He is real devotee. So then he released. So devotees always takes sufferings as a pleasure of Krishna to establish this movement. That's how Srila Prabhupada also established. So we should understand that. So whenever we have power, we should not misuse that. We should engage and ourselves and power for the establishing Krishna consciousness, at the same time to bring all the people into Krishna consciousness. If our power is suitable for to bring the many people into Krishna consciousness, definitely why can't we use? So just we are saying just 2 days ago, there was one Ramanujacharya's deities established in South India. So there are a lot of politicians are coming, they are glorifying the Lord Ramanujacharya. So this is a good sign. So people, by pure devotees, then all the normal ordinary people are getting Krishna consciousness. Somewhere or other, they will be in touch with Krishna. So their life becomes successful. We can understand that Arjuna, why is feeling so bad. Definitely Arjuna's feeling bad is, we should understand that because he is having that much love towards Krishna, he is having separation from Krishna. So he is exhibiting himself without having Krishna's association. How do I lead my life? Excuse me. So separation makes the heart grow fonder, it's normal ordinary people says in English. So here 2 aspects we should understand that. So Arjuna, he is having lot of attraction towards Krishna, and his separation makes how much he loves Krishna, that towards Krishna consciousness. So here, once I do remember, Jayapataka Maharaj says once, you should cry for Krishna. You should cry for Krishna, and if you are not getting cry, you should cry for that not getting cry. Okay? That when we develop this conscious, then definitely we are in the right path of Krishna consciousness. And people say, oftenly ask the, I'm not able to chant. How some devotees ask, okay, while chanting I am getting cry. But I never experienced, I never experienced that. Still I am in practicing, I don't know, but till last breath I may achieve that stage. So, but I see so many Srila Prabhupada disciples, so they are very attached towards Prabhupada. Their attachment towards Prabhupada and Krishna, it makes us inspired to follow their instructions and how to get bhakti. So we see so many Srila Prabhupada disciples and other senior disciples of or senior Krishna conscious devotees in our movement. So the amount of their commitment towards bhakti, I mean, when we develop this, definitely, separation, actually, this is also one kind of good for us to become more serious towards Krishna consciousness. So it makes us more stronger in bhakti. So we feel that, okay, when we, if anyone lives in our family, anyone lives in our family, we may feel that, okay, separation, but after some time we forget. But in Krishna consciousness, actually it quite contrasts. We don't forget that, because okay, I came around 15 years back. I came from our home, so I hardly remember my parents or anyone. Sorry to say that. I remember but when I'm not with my guru, so I am having that so much attachment. So I feel that, okay, I am losing something. So it is not a negative side I am saying. So we have to develop our Krishna, mood towards Krishna. So then definitely we will achieve this transcendental platform. So I will end this class now. So and today at the same time we are doing Bhishma Sasti also. Bhishma Astami. Astami, today is Astami, yesterday is Saptami. I am little confused. I should say Saptami or Bhishma. Astami only, right? Yeah, sorry for that. So please give me any comments and suggestions, and enlighten me in giving comments and suggestions. So yes, Prabhu. Yeah. Yeah, still it is there. Definitely it must be Ayodhya only, but these coins we can see in Hyderabad. There is a Salarjung museum. In that we can see that coins still are there available, 1 or 2 coins. Yeah. So they say that still archaeology department, we cannot evaluate the amount of that coin or that much value is there. And when we go to Bhadrachalam temple, Sitaram Lakshman temple, there also, so we can see that the parivara, the wall is very strongly, temple is built, and there he spent actually 6 lakhs, he spent money to make jewelries for the Lord. He made Chintaku Padaka for Lord Sita, Goddess Sita, and pearls necklace for the Lakshmana and all. So then we can see these all things. It's a 15th century happened. His name is Kancharla Gopanna. Then later, Kabir Das changed his name as Bhakta Ramadas. Yeah, so North Indian. He's a devotee, but Ramanujacharya from Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya. His parents, family lineage from Sri Vaishnavas. But Kabir Das visited that area. So during that time, Kabir Das visited that area. So then he is inspired by Kabir Das as well. So, but they say that Lord Rama came into Kabir Das' dream and told him to give that name as a Bhakta Ramadas. I don't have much evidences, like Shastric evidences for that. Okay. Any questions? Yes, Prabhu. Please ask me related to this topic. Yeah. Yeah, please. No, yes.
So generally, Narayana is the Badrina. Now, one of the four dhams, char dhams.
Yeah.
Badrina, Kedarnath, Amritsar, like the four dhams are there. But Badrinarayana is the fabulous Narayana. But Nara is the, everybody says that Arjuna's name is the Narayana. Sorry, Narayana, both Arjuna and Krishna. So, but Narayana is, now everybody is going to Badrinath and listening to it. But Narayana is still there in Badrinath?
Yeah, we heard it. He is there, but we cannot see with our blunt eyes. We should have a Premanjana Churita. Brahma Samhita says that. Like that, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that in still Mother Rohini and all, they are there in the Dwaraka, but our material eyes, we cannot see them. Okay, like that, they have a directly access for the Dwaraka planet. At the same time here, but with I don't see that. Okay, even people may be there to see, but we should have a pure Krishna consciousness in our pure heart should be there. Then we can see. That's what Premanjana Churita, Bhakti Vilochanena. Yes, Prabhu. And they says that Vyas Maharshi also is there. But most of them we don't see that. Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you for asking me question. Can you repeat last? Yeah. Actually, I did not clearly. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So there are two sections questions you asked me. One is how do we get attachment towards gurus? It constantly. I feel that we have to meditate on instructions of the spiritual master. Okay, by engaging ourselves. So definitely by hearing his lectures and all. At the same time, Prabhupada lectures. Prabhupada says that in many places. So everyone should have a strong attachment towards Krishna. So in order to that, Guru only can take us to Krishna. So Prabhupada says, my Guru, because of instructions, because of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur instructions, I took up a challenge to go and preach West. So he understood that his Guru's instruction is so much importance. It is as equal as having attachment towards Krishna. So then when we understand that, then definitely we will develop our love towards our Guru and Krishna. I mean, I hope it makes you to feel happy. Okay. Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, this he was telling to Yudhishthir that. So he was telling to Yudhishthir, and same time, so these powers are coming from Krishna. Is Krishna, as soon as he was there with Krishna, with Krishna all the till Krishna leaves this planet. So once, but Krishna didn't take Arjuna. So he has some duties to perform. So till that time his powers has been restored with him. So as soon as the service has been finished, Krishna took his all powers from the Arjuna. It's in Purport to Prabhupada mentioned clearly. We can see that. Okay. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyev vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki. Please forgive me. So this is my first class. So I'll try to improve to give, try to speak good in aspect of Srimad Bhagavatam. Thank you for giving me opportunity.